Okay, so there's some sounds I'm going to talk about in this AX8. A couple of things I don't really need to cover are like the typical kind of chuggy metal type sounds, you know, the so on and so on. I mean, you've heard that before. So I'm going to kind of discuss this from the angles that I take, you know, which is kind of a jazz background, a blues background, rock, funk, all those kinds of styles that I typically would be called on to play. Now there's a million sounds in this thing. I've had it for about a day or two. I don't really know how to use half of them, so I'm just going to show you the stuff I know. It's kind of, I'm dealing with presets really. I'm going to modify them a little bit. So you can see it'll work for a jazz tone, but then you could do stuff like you could kind of put it on the other pickups and get like a... What's cool about the AX8 is you can use that as kind of your bass sound and then add to it. So in this sound here, I've got a chorus sound I can add to it. And what I'm dealing with right at the moment is just scene bank number 1, scene number 1. I haven't even changed anything, but it acts like a bunch of stomp boxes in front of you. So I just put the chorus on, off, on. Could add a drive to that. And that's a perfectly acceptable blues tone, and then you could add a delay to that. So next sound I'm going to show you is what I would typically use as a rock rhythm guitar sound. So it's got a bit of breakup, it's not real heavy. For me, that's one of the things that I always look for in any gear is I need it to be dynamic and alive. I don't like things that kind of compress or shut down the sound. I like sounds that are open, and if I want them compressed, I'll add a compressor, but I like that as the bass line. And of course, you've got drive, flanges, all kinds of other things you can add to that, but the flanger is part of the preset. Now you can kind of guess where that's coming from, right? So the next sound I'm going to show you is something that I would use quite a lot, which is a tremolo sound. I really like tremolo. I think it's a really cool sound to add to a guitar, and for me it's one of those old sounds you used to have on the old Fender amps and Vox amps and so on and so on. So it's a sound I would use a lot. This is another sound that I would use quite a bit. This is labeled USA 2C+. Add the delay. Of course, a lot of these sounds, you know, if you have that sound there and back your volume down. Okay, my favorite sound in this whole unit is an ODS 100 lead tone, which is one of the classic amps. It's a sound that I use a lot. It's quite mid-rangey, so it's a fat mid-range, and for me, guitar lives in the mid-range area, so I like that to be a part of it. So this is ODS lead, ODS-100 lead. Now, one of the key things with any unit is if I change pickups, I want it to sound like I'm changing pickups. So I'll show you, this is treble pickup neck pickup going to bridge pickup. This is called Carol Ann OD2, which is it's a simulation of a new modern amp that's a take on a classic. And that sound in itself is kind of just what it is, but there is a setup here in the preset with a rotary sound. And that demo I did at the beginning, that's what I was using, was this exact sound. Here's a good classic rock kind of guitar tone, but with a kind of a different mid-range character about it. It's called Triptych Modern. So the thing with that sound is it's got all that kind of flabbiness that an amp would have when it's really being pushed hard. I dig it. Okay, so this sound is called Studio Lead, and it has this cool kind of auto wah sort of sound on it, which I really like. So you can hear that it's got some kind of interesting characteristics about it, really nice kind of wacky sound to have. So take the auto wire off and I'll put the pitch shifter on this time. And the cool thing about the pitch shifter is it tracks chords. Okay, so here's a sound that I like. I heard this guy Larry, who's a great player, American player. You often see him with a hat. Who he had this kind of sound, and this is kind of similar to this. This is called Crystal Echoes. I'll send you this, Larry. Hopefully you like it. But this is the kind of sound. This is called Black Hole. At least that's what they've described it as. So there you go, now you can make a new age record with those kinds of sounds, like for a massage studio or something. It's kind of that vibe, right? Pretty cool though, I'd still use it. Okay, so this one is called 1967 All Over Again, and there was a certain guitar player that was around at that time, and he had this kind of way of using reverse sounds. I think that's what they're getting at with this. So those are just a few of the presets that sort of grabbed my ear straight away. There are heaps in this thing. And of course you can create your own sounds as well. I haven't even got that far with it yet. I've just kind of been playing with the presets, and the presets sound really good. I mean, they're usable. I'd probably just take some of those and tweak them and set them up how I want. It's a huge amount of flexibility in this product. It's built like a tank. It really is. It's super solid. You would, with the metal bar across the front, you would have no worries with this at gigs and traveling and so on and so on. The switches are made solid. They're multi switches. If you hold them down, you go into different parameters. You have the functions, you have the bank up and down, you have the rotary controls on the top, and then you have amp-like controls. So you have drive, bass, middle, treble, presence, depth, master, and level. And then you have an overall level. There are 5 rotary controls labeled A, B, C, D, and E. And each one of these controls a different parameter which is shown in the screen. One of my favorite things about this unit is the power is able to be used in any country. It's switchable from 100 volt to 240. So in a country like New Zealand, I can use 240. If I go to the States, I just change the plug and I'm automatically can just plug into the wall, much like you can with, say, something like an iPhone. Then you have MIDI in and out. Then you have USB, and I think you can record via USB, use it as an audio interface direct in. Then you can add some pedals, you have all your ins and outs, and most importantly you have XLR in and out, so you're dealing with professional balanced sound in and out. And then you have guitar input. Well, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video that I've shown you some sounds that you could find useful. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be doing more of these in the future. Look me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Keep in touch. Let me know if you get one of these. I'd like to know what you guys think of them. I'm probably going to get one for myself. This one's just been sent for review. It's about to go on to Richie Allen of the Heavy Metal Ninjas, and he's he's a Fractal endorsee, so he will have this unit after me. But I really dig it. I'm thinking I might get one for myself. So let me know if you get one and what you think of it. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Cheers.